Be doing a solo run in Forsaken Frontiers in Nightmare mode for version 13.12. Nightmare mode now works differently than it did on release, so I want to check out the changes and to see how viable this game mode is solo. So Nightmare mode is intended to be a more difficult version of the default Endless mode, in that enemies spawn sooner, the debt starts off and increases faster, and the difficulty ramps up faster, so we're gonna check it out. Let's jump in. So there are quite a few differences now in Nightmare mode compared to Endless. First one is that the debt in Nightmare mode starts off at $100 instead of $50. As far as difficulty goes, the difficulty now starts off on Hollowed difficulty, which is the middle of the road difficulty as far as difficulty goes in Forsaken Frontiers. You normally start off on Unbroken, then go to Withering, then go to Hollowed, then go to Condemned, and go to Forsaken, and the difficulty increases with every third cycle. But in Nightmare mode, you start off right in the middle on the third difficulty, and the difficulty increases with every cycle. So by the time we reach third cycle, we will already be on Forsaken difficulty. So that's how the difficulty ramps up. But to counter this, Nightmare mode used to spawn double the amount of enemies that Endless had. So there would be double butchers, double spiders, double ventresses, etc. But this part of Nightmare mode has been removed. So now Nightmare mode is basically an expedited version of Endless. So instead of playing a bunch of days before all the enemies are on the map, you're gonna just get all the enemies on the map sooner and still only one of them. So that's gonna be an interesting change. That one has been met with mixed reviews. But the real big one is that loot values in Nightmare mode are no longer 2.5 times the Endless value or the default values. That was nerfed down to 1.55 times the value. And that part received a lot of backlash, but I think it's a good change because Nightmare mode is intended to be a more difficult version of Endless. And when Nightmare mode started off on Unbroken difficulty and also had 2.5 times loot values, Nightmare mode was just infinitely easier than Endless, and just full stop, because 2.5 times loot value for basically free for 21 days can get you so far in a run unpunished. So I'm glad that the loot values are nerfed. It's part of the reason why I'm playing here today. I don't know if I'd still play if it was 2.5 times. I would probably just play Endless. But we're here now. But you know, not everything was a nerf per se. Not everything was made to be more difficult. One thing that Nightmare does have going for it to make it quote unquote more playable is that the blackout was pushed back from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. to encourage people to stay on the map a bit longer, which I think is a good change. I was kind of looking forward to playing with the 5 p.m. blackout though, because I wanted to experiment with staying beyond the blackout, especially now that, you know, I use a bit more tile orientation to run back to the train instead of relying on an elevator. But, you know, I think 8 p.m. is still a good change. By the way, if you haven't checked out my tile orientation guide, I dropped that last night. I was gonna save it for probably today instead, but you know, for anyone who was on Discord last night, Discord went down for a little bit, and when it came back up, I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna drop it now. I also saw that there were some active public lobbies going on, so I thought, let me just drop it now. Maybe someone will find it helpful right now, and it might be a good thing to watch before I stream Forsaken Frontiers today, because I'm glad to be streaming Forsaken Frontiers today. I've been playing too much Lethal Company, and it's good to be back. So yeah, I think I'll run with that intro. That works. Hello, Fat Cat, Smokey, Jupiter, A, Roy. Let's go. 6 days to Forsaken. Yes, sir. Harmonica. Hello. Cool. Well, there we go. 6 days to Forsaken difficulty. Roy also did his run on Solo Nightmare. I was tuned in for that for a little bit. Didn't see how far he went though, but we'll see. Let's see if we can survive this. We got Metro. So another thing, this isn't Nightmare exclusive, but more just Forsaken Frontiers fundamentals, I guess. The debt amount that you incur going to maps that you can't afford was increased. So instead of the calculated debt being 3 times the additional cost, it's now 4 times. This was to discourage people from just rushing hospital off rip. So if I went to hospital now, I would get a calculated debt of $1,500. That's probably too much for solo. I don't know. It might still be worth going in multiplayer. We'll see. But I think solo, it's Metro no matter what. So let's go. I may leave. Stopped after 9 or 12 days. Gonna restart because I wasn't satisfied with the run. Proving at least playable and not impossible as solo. Word. And I think that's really the goal here as well, just to prove that it's not impossible. Kind of the point of playing any multiplayer game solo. Man, it feels like it's been a while since I've played. I did play with some of my IRL friends on okay. Order of operations not great here. But it was definitely a bit more of a casual run. Wasn't loot maxing or anything, it was just kind of hanging out. So I gotta get back into the move fast game. Ooh, we get the new tile right away. This is good to see because, you know, it has the 2 storefronts. It has a bunch of loot cabinets like this one. It would be good to do a loot check sooner rather than later too. Yeah, I already have 144. And I've only gone through 2 tiles. That's really good. 1.55 is still significant. The goal with DC1 is to be able to earn enough money to probably just go to hospital with a full inventory already. Maybe be able to go to hospital 3 times with a full inventory. I don't know if... I'll have to see if hotel is worth going to. If I don't earn enough to go to hospital, I'll go to hotel because hotel, you still definitely get a better return than Metro. I get an elevator already? I really need that. Oh yeah, another thing too is that a lot of the sounds were removed or optimized or something because, and that's in an effort to, it just got kicked down. In an effort to fix the silent enemy thing, because I guess there was too many sounds in the game that Unity couldn't handle it. And that's why we would sometimes get silent butchers, silent Forsaken, silent anything. So that's gonna be something for me to get used to also, just certain sounds not being in the game anymore. For example, you know, the elevator ones being either removed or tuned down a little bit. I noticed that when I was playing with my friends the other day. I was like, oh, hey. Oh, that's just a bug. Okay, I thought that was part of I thought that was part of the fixes. I was like, okay, I guess the elevator sound wasn't one of the essential sounds or something. Never mind. I'm just spreading misinformation once again. But luckily Maylene's here to resolve any misinformation that I decide to spread. Even if Nightmare is probably more fun and fast-paced. Yeah. Looking forward to doing a Nightmare run for real. I remember current Nightmare with how fast it scales kind of reminds me of just default playtest. And when I did solo in the playtest or on live release, I played solo a lot slower than what we're accustomed to doing now. And it's because of how early the danger comes into play. And that's also the reason why I was rushing Pentagon after DC1, because playing slow like that solo, it's really it was really hard to get enough money to get a full loadout and also afford hospital and all that. But that was also at a time when, you know, the equipment cost was a lot higher too. But I guess the difference here is that loot is worth more. The 1.55 times is actually gonna help come into play quite a bit, I think. See, like 370 on one day, I think we're barely getting started. I think that's good. You get like endless Morse to get to loot without being disturbed. Ooh. Okay, we're near something right now. Probably a shambler, right? Because the butcher was back there, unless... No, it's the butcher himself. I heard his laughter. But I feel like he's not... I feel like he's not close to me, though. He's behind me, right? Well, I'm gonna find out right now. We'll see if he can track me all the way this way. Skipping that loot room because, you know, don't really need to greed loot rooms in solo. And kind of just keep it pushed into safety. I locked that door because it's the only way in, so if he aggroed this way, I can... Oh, wow. If he I just realized I have to watch out for 8 PM for the blackout. I don't have a light source. I probably should have bought a glow stick, maybe, if I wanted to play for blackout. Sound limit and lighting limit. Yeah. I really want to see, apparently the current sound design of Forsaken Frontiers is a tuned down one because of Unity's limitations. And I think it would be cool to see what the full vision was like sound-wise for this game. Well, I'm happy with what it has currently. Oh. 756. Finally, this side's not locked for once. Damn, I don't know what time the Venture spawns on Hollow difficulty. I can greed for an elevator for a little bit longer. But I would like to path back to the train while it's still light out, since I didn't buy a glow stick. I could buy a glow stick and still have enough to go to Metro without going into debt and without selling, which is why I bring it up. Glow stick might be meta for solo Nightmare. So that way if I am out too long, at least I'll have a little bit of a light source. That's something I thought of while thinking about how I would approach this run, but it's not something I thought of when I sat down here today to start playing this. I think all the high quota sapped a lot of my energy, so kind of just came here to chill. Kind of crazy to think about coming to Nightmare mode for Forsaken Frontiers to chill. Okay. Got another one of these tiles. I don't know if I looted the other storefront, by the way, in that last one. I probably did, though. I was kind of just autopiloting. We're gonna get a band here for sure. But I think with this, I'll start heading back just to make sure my timing's good. Yeah. We can start heading back. Use some good old tile orientation so that we don't get lost. We're in the vending machine tile, so we run back this way. Probably gonna run into the butcher here. We're in the double store tile, so the one with progress is gonna be on the right of the entrance, so we go this way. This is the new tile with the drop, so we go down the drop in front of the stairs and we go this way. This is the store tile with the one store on the right, shelving on the left, so we go this way. Pole tile is always on the start with the stairs on the left, so we go this way. I missed some stuff, so we loot that. This room with these on the left and this. Oh, hello. All right, now we do it in real time. I probably should have went for one of those doors. I'll probably be okay though. As long as I have enough stamina to make this jump right here, we'll be good. Where do I go? Okay, then we go this way. Okay, then we're here. Let's just lock this behind us in case something bad happens here. Then we go here. We're at the new metro tile again, so we go in front of the stairs. Back at another vending machine tile. I call this a vending machine tile because when you walk in, you get the vending machine there. Now blackout. But I can still see well enough. The only thing is, if the Ventress pops, I'm a little cooked. Never mind, I'm here already. Photo finish. How's it going, Karma? But yeah, quick $1,000 to start the run. I think that's good. I think if I just keep that timing though, I probably don't need the glow stick. But how important is okay, well, Shadow Step, maybe I do get the glow stick. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get the glow stick for the culture. I think it's okay. But Shadow Step Metro is really good. Is there anything? Oh, bunker surplus? Looking forward to the bunker. When the bunker gets added, I think like the high cycle meta is gonna change a lot, because right now it's just go to hospital and tunnels, whichever one's better. And if both of them are really bad, then maybe you just go to hotel or you skip on metro. But bunker, you'll have at least 3 locations to juggle that are gonna be viable. I'm assuming bunker is gonna be just as, if not more viable than hospital, since it's right in between hospital and tunnels. So it's gotta be somewhere in between here. So I'm really looking forward to being able to go between 3 locations instead of just 2. But for now, we'll go to Metro Shadow Step. Depending on how much I get, we'll see if I use my Pentagon run. Apparently, when the changes first rolled out to the game, Pentagon, or with the difficulty scaling and stuff, Pentagon was affected by the difficulty scaling. So going to Pentagon on Debt Cycle 1 was just straight up meta, because the only thing that would spawn on there was the Butcher until like super late, but you would still have Pentagon valued loot. Yeah. But I was under the impression that Pentagon just had instant spawns all the time. And I only found out that that wasn't the case when I saw that it was changed after. I was like, oh dang, we probably could have used that on our endless run. But we didn't. I mean, part of the reason we didn't use it on our endless run is because, in case we accidentally pulled the lever without paying our debts, it's kind of a nice failsafe that we had in place for reasons. We'll see. It might still be worth it, to be honest. Reason being because even though it's gonna be at max difficulty when you go there early, that startup money is still super valuable. And if you can't handle Pentagon on Forsaken difficulty anyway, you're not going to be able to handle the rest of the game at Forsaken difficulty either. So you might as well have that bit of a difficulty spike, that high risk, high reward thing. It's actually not even that high risk, because what are you risking? You're risking the first 3 days of your run for a big payout at Pentagon. I think it's better to do that than, I don't know, to risk your run at 10 days or whatever because you didn't go there. I'm running the wrong way. Go this way. Ooh, wait, I ran backwards. Whatever, we'll go this way then. That's another way where tile orientation helps too. You can tell if you're running towards progress or away from it. I still think wall hugging is important for when you are exploring outwards. So that way you don't make mistakes like I just did. You'll never go backwards. But you don't need wall hugging to run back to the train at least. I still wall hug when I'm going out usually. But since I know I'm like confident I can make my way back without it, I also sometimes break the rules, especially in solo. The maps are so big, you can kind of just go wherever you want. Just go where the loot is most dense or where you think it's most dense. Run where it's most safe. And as long as you know how, like, where you're going or how to get back, then you can kind of make your own rules for how to navigate. There's a super quiet elevator getting fixed next patch. Maylene about to drop another patch in the middle of my run to make sure that I play Solo Nightmare again. But I know that I'm gonna play Solo Nightmare again, especially when Bunker drops. Well, when Bunker drops, it's probably gonna be a Bunker only run at some point. You guys switch and get away from all the cap. And get away from all the cap stuff on Unity. The game will thrive a lot more. And I think it'll be closer to Maylene's vision of like final vision anyway, too. Reaching some dead ends here. I'm probably gonna have to run back to that big metro tile to find progress. Unless I missed something. I don't think I did though. Is this where I just take the elevator and try again? It probably is actually. Probably faster for me to take the elevator than to run all the way back. I agree, OBS is king. Ever since I switched to OBS from Streamlabs, I have not gone back. Did I go? I think there was a locked door that I just didn't kick down, right? Oh well, we can just go to this fire exit instead. Immediately rewarded with a locker. And a dead end. Word. I keep forgetting that I can just look right here to see if there's a door or not. Probably should have put that in my advanced navigation guide and I wouldn't have forgot. We go this way. And it's one of these entrances that's gonna be progress. Don't remember which ones. Was it just forward? I feel like no, I went forward already, right? That's where the elevator was? I go right? Oh, well. Getting my questions answered real fast. Okay. Kind of a linear generation. Maybe there was a locked door up here that I didn't kick. Yeah, I have $1,400. Minus 600, 800. I do have enough for a decent inventory and to go to hospital at least once. I think with another 600 I'll be able to go to hospital 3 times. No, how did I miss this? Okay. Where did I even go last time? Whatever. Hey, we get a store tile. I do want to make the most of this though, because, you know. Oh, okay. That was just my stamina breathing, not enemy breathing. I do want to make the most of this because if I come back to Metro again, the loot density won't be fantastic. Everything I get now is for the future, especially since I might not come back to Metro again. Ever. Might as well make the most of it while I'm here. Is this a hole? It is. We can try this fire exit first. Because I'm probably gonna go back soon. I wouldn't mind having, you know, like adrenaline and stuff. Some second chance things. Hello, Doshi. Oh, there's a closet here. We can at least see that there's nothing and confirm it with our own eyes. Another locked door. Fire exit. What about underneath? This is why knowing tile orientation is good. Because when you find tiles like this, like how are you supposed to navigate back without a strategy? And then if you get lost and you're left hugging, right hugging, okay, something's kicking something down. We can start making our way back. Might be hard to remember things. Things might start to look all the same. That's the 6 p.m. bell. I feel like I'm lucky that the Ventress hasn't got me yet. Cool. Oh well, it was Shadow Step. That helps. I forgot. I'm not very good at remembering if Shadow Step is in play, unfortunately. Fog. So fog is changed in this version also. So it's supposed to be visually better, and also entities have halved vision in fog as well. So it's starting to lean more away from being a negative modifier and it probably being more of a neutral one. The fact that enemies can't see very far in the fog is pretty insane. Obviously that doesn't apply to the spider, but that applies to the butcher, that applies to the Ventress, and it applies to the shambler. So you're sacrificing some of your own vision in exchange for enemy vision as well. And I think that's cool. I think if more modifiers had kind of like that give and take, it would make the modifiers a bit more interesting. And I think that's what some of the people have suggested, or why they're suggesting the multiple modifiers on a map. Like for example, if there was an infestation surplus, then people might actually play infestation for the risk of getting better loot or something. I think this is kind of a cool direction so far. Butcher's distance is 100% fair. Can still see you at the edge of lighted fog. So in deep fog you can see better than you. I see. I remember I was watching when you were testing the butcher vision distance and stuff. I'm glad that this works better for you too as well. It was crazy seeing how different the fog looked on like your perspective, Concho's perspective, and mine. Which is why I didn't really understand why fog wasn't crazy playable, because it didn't look too bad on mine. But I haven't seen the new fog yet on my side, so we're gonna see it now for the first time. Spider is my favorite. I don't know if the spider has been my favorite in any game so far. That thing, spiders kill me in every game. 400 Metro. Let's see. I noticed that in this version, there's like a clear radius of vision. I don't think that was something I noticed in previous fog. I almost fell in this hole. Damn. All right, maybe fog is a nerf. I almost just died right now. Imagine if I lost my run because I ran into a hole. I'm the spider's favorite. I could believe that. I remember in like one of the versions too, the spider could. Oh, it must have been live release because spider couldn't hear proximity chat until the live, where the spider could only hear the host's voice. Or no, or that's not entirely true. If the spider heard anyone's voice, they would aggro on the host. And since I was host, I was the spider's favorite for sure. Oh. Hold on. Also, welcome in, Faye. Fog was changed to be denser further away, so you can still see your immediate surroundings really clearly to make it less annoying. Nice. Now the next nerd thing to figure out is how far is this edge of fog, so we can start getting a gauge of what distance is like in the game. I mean, the only other known distance gauge that I have is that Shamblers, and this might have been changed, so might be misinformation. Shamblers can see you at a distance of 15 meters. So that's kind of like how I've gauged 15 meters in distance. And the stun light can stun up to 20 meters away, so 5 meters farther than the Shamblers can detect you. Now we have a new range. We can probably figure it out visually if we see a Shambler. Oh wait, no, but Shambler vision is halved in the fog. So I guess we could figure out what 7.5 is using this. Because I'm a professional yapper. True. I just be yapping. And the spider likes yappers. That's its whole thing. It likes yappers so much that it decided to not have vision at all. They don't want to see no evil, they only want to hear it. When the spider says, "I'm all ears," they meant it. Gotta do something. $92? 600, 1200. 1200 plus 800. Kind of want at least 400 bucks today. I think. I think I have to go towards where the butcher was. I could bring him over here and then take an elevator. Okay. Oh, hey. Surely I didn't loot this already, right? Okay. I was like, I don't remember. If I looted a storefront tile, I would have had more than $92. Probably. Or I would have only looted a storefront tile and had $92. I don't like modding from my phone either. I don't know what the Android side looks like, but it's not crazy fun modding from iPhone either. 3 elevators? Is that a good... What kind of omen is that? What does that mean? I'm getting so many elevators and dead ends here. Why? Okay, well, butcher's right there. Well, we only came here to check out the fog. I think I can, just run back this way. Back to the beginning and then go back in again. Because there was a way I didn't go. Because I heard the butcher immediately. We can try that again. Or we can just call it and say that we get enough on hospital. Which might be another valid play. Because I don't know if I want to run the hospital cost all the way into the ground. considering that I might be going there quite a bit. Oh wait, I already did this, didn't I? I ran here and there was a dead end. I remember now. On the floor below me. That's a shambler. I think. I think we'll just go. I think we'll just go. Oh no. I do like having my vision, so in that sense... Oh, 41 lantern is crazy. 45% off bolt cutter? Okay. That actually just makes my inventory a bit more affordable. Let's sell real quick. Cycle 1 under the bag. We're really sticking to this nightmare mode theme. And we are now on condemned difficulty. Definitely not going there. I think we can just afford to go to hospital, and I have $1,000 to play with. We're gonna buy our inventory first, though. That. And then the absolute necessities. Bolt cutter, adrenaline. Wonder if I might buy 2 bolt cutters because they're 45% off. I don't know if I'll bring both of them yet. Medkit will be if I encounter a Forsaken and take a hit. Or I can just run it like this. Because I'll have enough to go to hospital 3 times. I think we run it like this. Pog is playable and I'm happy with it. Yeah, definitely playable, definitely playable. Nico, thanks for the 2 years of subs, dude. I'm California's nightmare entity. These entities haven't even seen how many street hot dogs I can take down. I have personally seen how many hot dogs Nico can put all the way down, and it's impressive. You should tune in. Nico should have a hot dog eating stream sometime. Okay. Question is, do I bring both bolt cutters, or am I gonna be okay with just this? I think I might as well bring both. I think planning for a death isn't the way to go. I bring this assuming that I'm gonna need both of them. Well, condemned difficulty is kind of hard. I'll have money if I die. No, I'm gonna bring one because that'll... If I'm not coming with the full loadout, I'll want to play somewhat safe still. Very curious to see what 1.55 loot on hospital looks like though. 480 hospital is good. But it's really gonna depend on what my Forsaken spawns look like too, since Forsaken can just kind of spawn in random cells. If I get immediate double security door though. Can't ask for much more than that. Well, I can ask for a hotel surplus tomorrow and the next day. Actually, ideally it would be Shadow Step the next day and then surplus the day after. But I don't know about that also. Something that we were looking at in our endless run is seeing that going to a surplus day when the value is already low just kind of super lowers the location's remaining value for later. And you might have to make a compromise later down the line. But I guess if you make enough on a surplus or Shadow Step, then you can kind of afford that detour. I'm gonna play this a little slower. I do have an adrenaline though. But I would rather... I don't know what time the spider spawns or anything. I know that the Forsaken spawn immediately. I'm gonna leave those doors locked because if an enemy comes behind me, I can hear them kicking it down. So that's a reason to... Okay, well. That's a reason to not open locked doors that you're not gonna go through. There might be progress on that one between the security doors, but you know, I still have rooms to work with before committing to that. Shadow Step makes more than surplus. I don't think I'm going to try and change your mind, dude. I think surplus is better in the early cycles when there's a lot less danger, but at Forsaken difficulty, Shadow Step is more consistent because people are going to be consistently more safe. I think, you know, assuming that everything goes right, Surplus will be the one on top. But it's kind of bold to assume that everything will go right at Forsaken difficulty. And especially when everyone is running out kitted up, every person that dies is an expensive death. And if enough people, like when people die with full inventory, you have to hope that everyone else got enough to not only got enough loot to not only progress your debt and stuff, but also to make up for the money lost from people dying. So like death prevention is a lot, it's like more valuable than loot potential, which I'm starting to like after our high cycle runs, yeah, Shadow Step is insane. Yeah, Ventress doesn't stock as much, for sure. I do like that we were running in pairs, though. Like in the later parts of our cycle. If not just for the Ventress, but also to be able to pick people up and not rely on adrenalines as much. Like we could run one medkit, one adrenaline, have someone pick, we can pick each other up, and still be able to pick ourselves up if we go down after that. I don't think there's progress this way. I wonder why that is, why that's the case. That just sounds like RN. Okay. Well, I have to go this way. But this is also very clearly where the enemies are. I see him. I think. Maybe that was a Ventress. No, maybe not. Yeah, we're gonna walk. There's a vent right there. Scary vent. I like that we can lock the security doors behind us, because I don't think vents ever spawn in here. So if I ever aggro someone while I'm doing this, I can kind of have that door locked behind me and make a play after. Condemned Ventress is 8 AM spawn. Okay. And it's definitely past 8 AM. That's a dangerous vent. I don't think it's her, though. Definitely gonna walk. I mean, I'm getting a lot of money. Thank you, Nightmare Mode. Like, I'm about to get 2K, and I've barely gone through the map. That's a fun one. I might lock this door just in case. Someone to my left. But how far to the left is the question. As soon as I run, I'm going to get popped. It's not that I'm not confident versus the Ventress. It's more I don't want to, like, it's just risk prevention. There's no reason for me to stand next to, I don't know, just locking one door just kind of makes me less vulnerable. I'm pretty confident in my ability to get out of a sticky situation, but if there's things I can do to prevent it also, especially in solo, I'll do it. I can kind of postpone the Ventress minigame. I mean, look, I have over 2100 and I've been playing kind of safe, so. Hello, Murfleur. Silent Ventress. Hopefully, silent enemies aren't as much of an issue in current patch, since Maylene kind of took out a lot of sounds to account for Unity's limitations. I'm not entirely sure which ones they are. I thought the elevator was part of it, but I guess the elevator sounds is a bug. Yeah. I saw that we're trying to get a nightmare run together for this week. I'm down, I'm down. Might just be a little tricky on my side, since I have to take care of my aunt for her post-surgery stuff. So I may have to like step away every now and again during the run, but it's more just like an on-call thing. It's not a serious surgery, it's just something she gotta do. Lights no longer have a hum, and windows no longer have wind outside. You really like your wind outside. The environmental stuff. I mean, the wind outside is kind of like one of the indicators that we're in a icy wasteland to begin with. Maybe I just call it here. 2600 is a respectable amount. Well, okay, when I say respectable amount, I'm thinking in terms of endless mode. But the thing is, you know, well, oh shoot, wait. Debt scaling is going to be intense here. Debt scaling is going to be intense in Nightmare. Because now that we're on, it's going to raise a lot sooner. Maybe 2600 isn't good. Huh. Or it's not, we're going to see how long it's good for though. Okay, now I'm near the Ventress. I hear her breathing. I heard her breathing, but I wasn't breathing, which is interesting. She might not have seen or heard me. Dang, I kind of want to unlock one more door so I can just use my whole bolt cutter. Did I even check in here? I don't think I did. I don't even think I went forward. I did not go forward. I'm like right here next to the train anyway. Please don't pop me. Anything cool this way? This is gonna be a dead end, yeah. With how that map generated, for sure. As soon as I hit the sprint button, the Ventress is gonna get me, isn't she? But I am right here. I'm pretty sure to the left is the train already. Alright, I'm down. Just once. That pays off that bolt cutter charge. I'm pretty sure anyway. How far into the run? That was only day 4 currently. Oh yeah, I got a $700 debt already. So that was an increase. Wow, wait, that increased a lot then. That increased by 600. Interest. Ooh, okay. Okay, Shadow Step. Now I kind of want another bolt cutter. Actually, I think I'm gonna get the med kit. I'm gonna get the med kit because the one thing that's gonna get me, the thing that's most likely to get me is the Forsaken here, since they attack on sight. Ventress, I should be mostly safe unless she happens to see me run by event. Hot Spider, I'm mostly safe. We should be good. Really, my environmental sound details only made me curse Unity more. Knowing how into like sound design you are, that's gotta hurt for sure. Okay, we run. We're free. Can be a little bit of a loot goblin before, or at least until things get a little dicey. But even if Forsaken see me, I should be able to lose them pretty easily thanks to Shadow Step. We don't have to unlock locked doors if there's progress elsewhere. And there currently is. We definitely don't want to die though, because we got a decent chunk of change in the selling bin currently. But man, 600 increase on Condemned is nuts. As it should be though. The thing about playing solo in this game is that, you know, a lot of the things in this game were balanced for multiplayer. There were certain things that were added to make solo more viable. For example, being able to use an adrenaline while playing solo was huge, and I think that was honestly a good enough change to make solo playable here. But that's something to keep in mind as a solo player. A game is balanced for multiplayer. I don't think the game should be balanced for solo play. Because then if you balance the game for solo play and allow up to 12 people, then, you know, the multiplayer experience is going to be too easy. If anything, it just makes solo feats in this game a lot more impressive. I'm cool with it being that way instead of the game being tuned for solo play. Being able to use adrenaline in solo is more than enough. Like, being able to get downed more than once, that's fine. Unlike certain other games. Part of the reason why I'm happy to be back in Forsaken Frontiers is because I've been dying to a lot of bull in Lethal Company this past week. At least if I die in Forsaken Frontiers, you know, I know 100% of the time it's a skill issue. I mean, there might be a bug here and there, but at least it's not a feature. I won't bash Lethal too hard this stream. I had a good time playing, but man, did I experience some bull this week? I remember at one point I was like, I wish I was playing Forsaken Frontiers right now. I said that out loud. If there was a solo mode, I'd probably still play Endless or Nightmare. Right. It's good. It's fine solo. It's a challenge. But isn't that's like the whole point of playing a game like this solo. It's supposed to be challenging. Bro, Nico, you saw those clips that I should... Those deaths were kind of crazy. I will take silent enemies in Forsaken Frontiers over what I went through. Every time, 100%. Oh. Word? What is this? What? Wait. Oh shit. Uh-oh. I think I'm dead. I got baited. No. I just wanted to step on the scale. Wait. You guys are about to see my first ever Forsaken Frontiers save scum. Because that's crazy. I don't think there's a way out of this. I can't even jump over this. What's it? Okay. Yeah, I'm sure. Alright, no one saw that. SRC isn't even up to date. Oh, but you know what sucks though? I think I still spend the credits. Yeah, I still spent the credits, so I spent 300 credits to save the run, it seems. Oh, and I lost my equipment. Oh, that was kind of an expensive death, unfortunately. I'm not selling this. I think I'm just gonna have to make compromises here. Oh wait, I might sell it. 100. It's gonna depend how much this is gonna cost, because I definitely buy a bolt cutter. Oh, but I can't definitely buy an adrenaline though. 609. Dang, I think I do have to sell this. And then I'm just gonna have to go crazy, I guess. Oh man. Not the timing of me saying like I would just experience some bull in Lethal Company and then have that happen. Oh man. Okay. If you see something weird in an elevator, don't investigate. Do not investigate. Look the other way. And go on with your day. Do I just buy double bolt cutter and go crazy here? Or do I give myself 2 lives? I think I give myself 2 lives. I guess it saves coming with the cost. But I guess, you know, losing half my money is better than losing all of it, I guess. I can't have anything nice. Oh, shoot. Well, luckily, Maylene was here and it'll probably get patched out sooner rather than later. It's been done before. My run ending things get patched out the very next patch. You know what? That takes a lot of pressure off the run, though. That takes a lot of pressure off the run. It might have cut my playtime slightly. I think losing that much is kind of significant, unfortunately. You know what? You're right, Roy. Solo Endless is very friendly. Solo Endless is very, very friendly. Endless is just very friendly in general. Up until, like, you reach Forsaken difficulty, really. And that's, like, a decent amount of playtime, too, before it starts getting a little bit dicey. You have plenty of time to gear up and stuff. I might go on a solo Endless at some point. But I've already done a solo Endless, and I honestly think I'll go for a really long time in solo Endless. So I'm a lot more curious about how solo Nightmare will go. Solo Nightmare is just kind of solo Endless, but skipping all the fluff in the beginning. Giving yourself an intentionally more difficult start. Which I'm fine with. Very curious to see how the bunker will shake up the solo meta also. Oh yeah, dude, current Endless mode with Unbroken, Withering, and all that, very, very generous. Very generous. But I think it's good though, because it's generous because we are pretty decent at the game. But for people who don't really know what's going on, it's still, you know, a fun experience for them. Like, the only way it gets more generous than that is if you take off lethal enemies from the board. Like if you only spawn Shamblers or something to jump scare people, but then, you know, that's a bit of a different experience. Like, one butcher is still one butcher. I think I heard a door open over here. Ah, whatever. It's Shadow Step. Day 25 is an achievement still. Well, and it's a decent amount of playtime too, to even get there. At least if you play out every day. That gear being worth $2 is a scam, by the way. Sometimes I wonder if it's even worth a click. Speaking of being worth a click, I'm probably gonna have to get another bolt cutter, honestly. Let's prioritize not locked doors. You know what's gonna be interesting in Blackout on Hospital? The alarm doors no longer sound off. So if you wanted to kick doors without extra penalty, you could, once the blackout happens. But the thing is, kicking a door, you'll still have to kick the door, because the doors will still be locked. They don't just unlock. One moment. That not crazy? Okay, we gotta go get another bolt cutter. Oh, he didn't see me. That's crazy. How's it going, Fruit Bee? Damn, I'm gonna have to take a hit here, I think. Hello, Mr. Shambler. Don't perceive me. Oh, God. I don't think locking every door here is the play, because then if I have to come back here, I'm not going to have doors to play with. Good luck with your exams, Harmonica. Exam season is crazy, but hopefully you feel better soon, Fruity. Seems like something going around lately. I don't think I'll. Oh damn! I still have one charge on this. I'm getting scammed here. Well, I buy this. I'm not gonna. We'll buy it because it's 10% off, and then we're gonna check this fire exit. I'm not gonna heal up yet because I can afford to go down still. I don't know. There's 3 Forsaken on the map. It's a little tough to call. The Shambler's here too. Blue season, that'll do it. This right here, by the way, is why I think even in multiplayer, it might be good if we all go the same direction. Because if we split up, anyone that has to leave early because of enemies will probably not loot for the rest of the day. Because they'll just be behind a bunch of people who've looted before them. Whereas if we all go down the same way, and there's progress, and someone has to take an early elevator, they can actually go down a different direction and start looting sooner rather than later. There's probably an amount of players where that stops being as useful, or maybe it's just a skill issue, just don't go down to enemies. Maybe in like smaller groups there's some justification behind it though. I don't know if I'm getting that point across entirely, but there's probably a meta where splitting up and going every direction might not be as optimal. Then some people can go back while distracting the enemy, and then the others who aren't aggroing the enemy can kind of go deeper into progress. And then now the people who had to go back will have somewhere else to go immediately also. Alright, 2260. I probably would have gotten a better return on the other day, but you know, we'll take it. Yeah. Exactly. And you know, that I think the sticking together play also takes more advantage of the longer days than potentially splitting up, because in our endless high cycle run there were days where I had to come back kind of early, and the best play that I could do was stay in the train, because I would spend like a decent amount of in-game hours just to catch up to where people were already looting, and that's basically just running into danger and risking a bag, and by the time I got to them the play is to come back. Probably. It's kind of a strategy that I've been toying around with in my head, but we'll see what it's like in practice. Oh, I was like, why do I have 0 here? It's because I sold. Dang. Very unfortunate cycle 2. But, you know, it is what it is. 1350 is kind of crazy. And with hospital at 68%, it's not very good. So here's what we're gonna do. Gonna buy a lantern. Any potential for doing full clear runs in FF? The thing about full clearing in FF is that we don't really have a way of knowing if we full cleared or not. That's the big thing. Because we don't know how much loot is on a map in particular, and there's no way to really confirm if we actually cleared every cell. There's no real way to tell how much loot is on a map. So rather than full clear, I think the more interesting one is seeing how much you can make on one day. Like how much money you can get out of it. Like when Forsaken Frontiers first came out, you know, there were some people competing for single day bags where you just go to Metro or Hotel or whatever map and seeing how much you can get in one day with no equipment. Like that's kind of interesting. Or like there was I think the biggest bag I've seen so far in endless mode was $7,000. Like one of our guys brought home $7,000 in endless mode. But you know, that's also in a group setting where we were also fully kitted out and stuff. But even then, 7,000 is pretty fantastic. Yeah, in endless too. So that's like regular multipliers and everything. 7K in Nightmare when it was 2.5 is kind of closer to what I would expect my squad to pull home on Nightmare mode. Now, I mean, 7K is probably still really good, even in 1.55, but at 2.5, we better be pulling home like 5 to 7K. Okay, here's what I'm thinking right now. It's tunnels. I'm either thinking of bringing a stun light or a med kit. I think I'm bringing the stun light though, because if I get pincered, then I'm just done for But stun light only. Like if I get pincered between a spider and something else, then I have to stun-light the non-spider entity. I'm bringing a bolt cutter so I don't have to kick anything down. Yeah. Yeah, 7K is nuts. But the thing is, at the point in our run, 7K kind of only covered our travel fees and equipment costs if everyone died, since we were running out fully kitted and stuff. Like, for example, look at my kit currently. $200 for a stun light, $175 for bolt cutters. That's $375. $220 for adrenaline. That's $595 plus a lantern. I'm bringing a $750 inventory in there. So when I go to tunnels, I have to keep that in mind. So if I come home with $1,000, I'm really only bringing in $250 after equipment fees, and then I'm actually minus $750 according to travel fees, and then I still have to pay $1,350 in debt. Like, obviously, equipment cost matters a lot less if I'm able to bring it all back or not use it. So like, if I don't use this, then the value increases each time. But if I have to use it all and lose it on day one, then it starts getting really expensive. But this is the inventory we're gonna go with. No shadow stuff or anything, so I'm gonna have to be a little bit more careful. Solo means that I can't play for elevator, unfortunately. I think I'll walk. This is a loot room, so I'm gonna unlock it. Yeah. That's what the bolt cutters are for. Oh, I'm not getting... That's not really tunnels loot though, unfortunately. I think I'll go forward first, if I can. Nope. Have to go this way. I don't know what the spawn times are. Well, Forsaken, I should just assume that everything's on the map already. But maybe I should play a little slow here. Is there loot for me to loot in here if I unlock it? No, so I'm not going to. If there was, it wasn't worth it because I didn't see it. Why am I getting scammed here? I'm at 100% tunnels. That was actually a scam. Unbelievable. That room, if there was loot in there, could have done a lot for me. I mean, I have 369 already, and that's $369 while getting scammed. At least we're not getting scammed fire barrel wise. Thanks for the follow, Soul Desire. This is what I'm talking about right here. Car battery. Oh, double car battery? That's really nice. I already have $1,000. Play path for the first 30 seconds and then start being quiet. That's a good way to go about it too. Pass for the first hour. I was a little, you know, I had to unlock something right at the beginning too, though. That kind of slowed me down a bit. I guess I could have kicked it, but I'm not going to kick something on Forsaken difficulty. The worst thing that can happen here is I go down to a Butcher or a Spider, by the way. Butcher because I'll have to pop my adrenaline early so I don't get Butcher carried. Spider because I'll get cocooned and can't move before I adrenaline. I'm okay with going down to a Forsaken or a Ventress, which I do have to consider since Forsaken do spawn on tunnels in this difficulty. 1356. Dead end. I wonder if there's a way to recognize that specific dead end tile, so I don't have to go all the way down. Not entirely sure. That's a dead end also, because this is open. I should just walk with my stun light out, so I don't have to press an additional button to start using it. There's a loot room in front of me. Oh, it's an elevator room, actually. Which means it's also a fire barrel room. It's a dead end, that's unfortunate. I'm gonna hit the button for the culture. Damn. Must have been progress somewhere else then. I know though, as soon as I hit the sprint button, the Ventress is gonna pop on me. There's progress this way, probably. Austin getting to go past the first 3 rooms, right. The one time, by the way, the one time I went past the first 3 rooms, I came back with almost $3,000. But, you know, I was also with Maylene on that one, so I was probably just carried, to be honest. Tunnel's such a scam, even the monsters left. I'm saying, like, what the hell? The one thing I have going for me is that it's nightmare mode, so I at least have 1,000 books. But what's with all these open lockers, huh? The problem with me going slow now is that the monsters have I'm assuming that the monsters are where the progress actually is, and they've now by the way, I guess this is one of the sounds that wasn't compromised for. We still get this at least. The monsters have had time to get closer to where I'm at, to get closer to the train station from progress. So, I can't assume that like going down progress is going to be safe. I mean, you probably shouldn't assume that on tunnels to begin with. But, they're definitely a bit more spread out. We can go down this way. We haven't gone this way yet. Yeah, Maylene brought back 10k every day. It was insane. Why is this door open? We don't necessarily have to find out why. I thought that was an enemy. Oh shit. Okay, well then. This is fine. This is fine, actually. It's a little less fine. Did I bring a medkit? I did not. This is where it gets a little bit dicey, unfortunately. Hopefully the Shambler's not fast enough to see me here. Oh, you... what? Okay, I think this is worth the go. Uh-oh. Well, I saw her that time. Okay, I'm home. That stunned the Butcher and the Ventress, by the way. Okay, I think that's good enough. Yeah, that's why I was playing the way I was playing Infested Tunnels, by the way. Like, when nothing's happening, it seems like overly cautious. But I think I think caution is the way to go. But now I learned something. If you stun the Shambler, he'll still scream. He'll still scream. I think that's valuable information. And for what the hell am I looking at? Infested Hospital End Tunnels, Blackout Hotel, Foggy Metro. Stunlight is so strong. There's a reason why it's the only item in the game that you can only have one of. I'm actually looking at Infested Tunnels, Roy. But, you know. I'm considering it. Just because I mean, but I could just... The thing is, saving money isn't very good because this is gonna... I didn't get as much as I would like. I just, you know what, I just found a Shambler and I didn't go to progress. I think that was really the only thing that went wrong there. I think I am gonna go to hotel actually. I think we're doing hotel blackout. Double Ventress takedown. I don't really mind double vent. I don't think it's as bad when you have a Stunlight. I'm completely okay with going down to Ventress. I've been Ventress on the both sides at the same time. Yeah, I mean, just because there exists counterplay doesn't mean that I'm gonna be ready for it every time, right? Like, the Stunlight isn't gonna save me from every Ventress thing. Situation. I think I'll go to hotel though. I'll do the blackout for 2 reasons. 1, I want to see how playable blackout is. 2, I want to see what kind of loot I can pull on hotel. I think that's worth a worthwhile look. Question is, what inventory do I bring knowing this? I'll bring my 1 Stunlight just in case I get unlucky here. Clearly bring a pager. You know what, for you, Roy, I'm going to hover over pager, then run immediately over to the lever and pull it. Because I'm not doing that. I'm gonna screenshot that thing of you saying pager is the best item and then not include the message you sent right after. I hear kicking down that way already. But I'm getting a lot of cash. A lot of cash is worth a 78, by the way. Wristwatch 19, coffee tin's 20. Coffee tin being the best non-cash register item on hotel. Normally it's worth 13. There's a lot of other items that are worth 12, like the perfume bottle, the hair dryer, the wristwatch. But for some reason the coffee tin is worth 13 instead. I think we're just, you know, cool little things to know about hotel. That smile is clearly sarcastic. That's not what the screenshot's gonna say. Nico pinned it, let's go. I think I still slow play. One cool thing about slow playing is that you will always have, or almost always have, full stamina to deal with whatever monstrosities come your way. Smile, true, I could just edit out the smile. Just end the screen, or like the screen caps there. I don't know, Roy. Out of context screenshots go kinda hard. As a denizen of the internet, we should all be aware of this. You think that'll hold up in the court of Reddit? I know you can't get me to say a better worded phrase to prove you wrong. Because then I'll just have 2 statements of Roy saying pager is the best item instead of just 1. Actually, if I post that on Reddit, there's gonna be a bunch of pager supporters that come out of the woodworks. Which I think will be good, because then I can just ban them all at once. I'm just kidding. Imagine posting to Reddit. I'm just sending bolt cutters. It's worth it as long as I make more than what I paid for it. The thing is, I have to use the entire bolt cutter so that way I can buy a different one after. Okay, well, that's not helping my case now, is it? Oh, I missed this somehow. Because I knew there was nothing in there, that's why I didn't even bother. Okay, we play the jump. I'm gonna have to make some noise, but actually we'll play this first. And then we play the jump. I wonder what the spawn times are on Hotel on Forsaken difficulty. What the hell? What was that? Why? Where? What? I almost got Silent Venturist. That's one of the cool things about walking everywhere. You can kind of just really take in the vibes of where you're playing. Surely she didn't follow me all the way over here. She might have. She did follow me over here. That's some hater shit. Bro. Go back into your vent, woman. Oh, that's... I can't do that fast enough. Oh. Oh, okay. Well, this is super unlucky. Bro, leave me alone. How's it going, Arcbird? And what the hell was that? That was like the longest Venturous chase I've ever had. At least her scream worked, because if I didn't hear the vent and I didn't hear her scream, I was cooked. I didn't even have to really lock the doors, I just wanted to lose her. I don't really plan on going back there anyway, unfortunately. That's probably where progress is too. That was weird. I'm out of bolt cutter though. That's a shambler kicking down the door, by the way. Either a shambler or multiple enemies. Shambler kicks down the door a lot faster than your standard enemy. That's how I knew that. Where? There's no table here? Okay. There's usually a table at the bottom of this. I'm gonna have to make noise. I think I'd just go back. It's a little early, but like... Wait, I could check if there's something over there though, because I'm at the train already. I didn't even go this way because I heard an enemy, or I thought I heard an enemy over here early. Okay, well. It seems my instincts, my navigational instincts were good because I just knew there was a dead end there. The question is, okay, if I kick this, where is the Venturous gonna come from? Got our answer. Never mind. We'll just go, dude. It's fine. Shadow Step Hotel is tempting. If I just go back, I didn't get a lot of money there, but I think I'll be able to get a lot more if I go to Shadow Step. I think I'm down. I think I go back. But I definitely get a bolt cutter. But I'm not making a lot. Well, we'll see how much I get now. Scared of typing anything until you lost her. That's crazy good evasion. Right. I think, you know, that's the part of the game that I like too. Just being able to outrun enemies. I still think being able to come back home with a big bag is number one though. So getting good at the like evading enemies and looping them and door stunning, that's more just to help improve the chances of me bringing something home. But, and that's more important when I play solo, but when I play in groups, I'm more interested in the group bag, which wasn't the case when I first started playing this game. When I first started playing this game, it was, can we outperform each other and who can bring home the biggest bag? But now that we have, you know, a group together that kind of wants to push the game to its limits, it's more like, how much can we bring back collectively and not lose? So in a group setting, I'm okay with not bringing home a lot, as long as I bring home something and don't expend too much money bringing back my bag. And wild to think that with the addition of bunkers, Hotel's price should be lowered. I think Hotel was perfectly fine at 150. I don't think the 200 buff was, or nerf was necessary. I think it was worth it still, even at 100. Like, at 150, Hotel, you know, you save some money, and you still get more than you did before, but it's still better to go to hospital most of the time. But I think at 150, 75 split, Hotel becomes a bit more of an option for longer runs. I don't think it's worth the 200, 100 split entirely. But maybe that might be different for Nightmare. We can go back here and see what I get on Shadow Step, where I can play a bit more aggressively. Unless I run into a Shambler, of course, you know. All of your stealth skills go out the window when you see a Shambler. That's just the way she goes. That's why I think it's get so many locked doors here. Maybe this is the way to go then. Oh, never mind. Don't really have a choice. I have to play early butcher. Let's see if he's this door. No, he's not. But the thing is, he's not going to path to me because of Shadow Step. But that also means that progress is, like, guaranteed progress is that way. At least he kicked the door for me, so if I go back, I'll be able to check that way without having to kick a door down or unlock one. No real rhyme or reason in this navigation here. Wow, my second earbud wasn't even in all the way. That's nuts. It's kind of hanging out of my ear. Now it sounds really weird because it's farther into my ear than my other ones. So, dang, I was like used to the level of sound I was getting with my earbud half out. Yeah, you can play as stealthy as you want, but as soon as a Shambler sees you, it's go time. Which at first was my justification for you should always play aggro, but you know, clearly that isn't my actual philosophy if I'm playing this way. I am more inclined to play aggro in multiplayer though, because I have a lot more info to work with. Like if I hear someone clearly aggroing an enemy, then I know that I'm a bit safer to play aggro. I'm not entirely safe, because it's not like they're gonna have every enemy on them. But it's at least one enemy that I don't have to worry about, usually. Unless, you know, what I'm doing aggroes them way harder than whatever my team was doing. But here, you know, unless it's a shambler that I come across or something, like every little, I'm responsible, well, even with shamblers, I'm responsible for every bit of aggro that comes my way. Jump scare shambler has me unafraid of anything. You could be chillin', looting. Got the Ventress with me. Hopefully she's not silent this time. Fully silent anyway. The final boss before you get the elevator. The shambler just wants out too, man. There really is no table here anymore, huh? I wonder why. Maybe it was one of the assets that was removed or something, I don't know. You still died anyway if you landed on it, so... $616. Oh really? You would live sometimes? Okay. I thought it was more if you hit one of the floors on the way down that you would live. 'Cause I've definitely lived a fall like that without hitting the table. Bro. This is what I get for not playing Sledgehammer meta, I guess. Shit. No, I tried locking it because I knew I didn't have time. Oh, well, I basically just lost money coming here now. This is why I think it's fine for it to be 150 still. Let's see, 652. We get rid of like some of this. I probably would have only pulled like 400 bucks so far on endless mode. The hammer is loud. But it's also inexpensive. Like if I'm gonna knock down doors anyway, I might as well do it fast. Oh wait, I can go down more than once, I forgot. But this is why I was considering going to infested tunnels. I'm like, at least, you know, if I get some decent loot rooms, I know I'm good for it at least. Like money-wise, it still pans out. Is this a dead end? Did I die to check out a dead end? I probably did. God damn it. Alright. Yeah, surplus hospital is, or sorry, surplus hotel can be nice if you get enough of the cash register generation, since it's almost guaranteed to get a credit card or similar. Or cash wad. But if you don't get those, it's still kind of whatever is. Well, it depends what your goals are too. We came out with 5K on a surplus hotel on endless mode. But then when we went back again, we only came out with 1400. There's a big difference between 5K and 1400 on a high cycle run. Yeah, the table's on the 3-story pool room. I think the hard part with balancing prices too, though, is the fact that the loot is valued differently in Nightmare mode. Like $200 for hotel, not really worth it in endless. $200 for hotel in Nightmare mode, that's kind of reasonable. So how do you balance that? Do you have Shambler? Do you just have different travel fees in Nightmare mode? But then why do you... I guess that would just make Nightmare mode endless with a different pay scale. Am I on Shadow Step? I'm on Shadow Step, aren't I? I completely forgot, you know, because I went down. Whatever, I think I'm just gonna go. Already messed up hard enough. That's kind of where I have to go, I think, though. Maybe not, actually. Well. Oh my. Okay, infested tunnels again. At least we get regular hospital this time. I also have 0 issues with YouTube ads because I just have YouTube Premium. 2,000. You know what? I think if I had the money that I didn't lose earlier in the run, I probably would have just played infested tunnels, but my economy's all off right now. Pretty sure I'm just going to oh, Vigor Hospital. Vigor Tunnels. I think I go to hospital and hope that tunnels pays, or hopefully it pays me out. But the thing is, I'm like walking, so it doesn't really matter here. I'm going tunnels, bro. I already play a lot of hospital. I might as well, cause if I have to pick between playing. Going tunnels here is the play, because if they both get bad multipliers, at least I'll go to hospital at 100% with a bad multiplier. That's kind of where my head's at with this decision. I will bring another Stunlight though. I think having a fresh Stunlight is nice. I use YouTube a lot as a YouTube video enjoyer, so Premium is worth it for me. It was definitely worth it when I was working my day job as well, because I would commute for like 2 to 3 hours a day, and I didn't really use Spotify to listen to music or anything. I would usually listen to like podcasts or something that were on YouTube. Spider immediately. Which makes me not want to walk this way. Bro, I'm getting scammed. I think I'll try to go a different way though. I think running into the spider is not the play here. What you get with YouTube Premium? No ads. That's all I really use it for. Let's reset our frostbite. I guess I have a linear generation here. I'll pay to not get ads. It's fine. Oh. I think the spider walked away this way, because he didn't walk here. Then again, oh, you know what? I bought YouTube Premium because for no ads specifically on my phone. Because desktop, you know, ad blockers still work on YouTube. uBlock Origin. Okay. I'm gonna have to play a little bit faster on this generation because I'm not getting a fire barrel. We're gonna reset one more time. And then we have to run towards the spider, which isn't very good. I don't really use the premium download feature though. I don't, Wait, this isn't the way towards progress, is it? No, it's not. Oh, damn. Never get lost moving forward or going backward. It's going forward where I might get lost a little bit. Maybe there's fire right here. No, there's usually not a fire barrel in this Y section. But there might be one here. Is Wi-Fi doo-doo? True, that's the reason to do it. Oh, this is a different room than I thought. Okay. Oh, unlucky. I was hoping for a fire barrel here. Oh, there's one right there. Door getting kicked down behind me. Dang, I'm not making enough. Not yet, anyway. Okay, door's open over there. At some point, you know, Made in Fairland team's gonna offer mod support. It wasn't part of the original plan, but since, you know, people are asking for it, it's on the roadmap. It's just not high priority. Highest priority is getting all the content they want in the game first. Especially during this time where the game's still in early access. And you know, with the pace that they've been adding stuff, I think, you know, it's a good enough pace where people won't get bored with the base game. I think V1400 will be a huge update for the game. Like, it's gonna be the first time they add a new map and a new enemy. It's gonna be fun. That said, I think, you know, people who are more experienced with the game are gonna be the ones who benefit from it the most. Because most of the casual playthroughs I watch of Forsaken Frontiers don't really make it past Hotel or even Metro. And since Bunker is a higher tier location, newer players might not even see the bunker. I don't know. Unless it was just a few that I've watched and joined. But damn, the people who are who already like Forsaken Frontiers, I think they're gonna love it even more after the next update. I also all of a sudden have a decent amount of money here. Thank you, Tunnels. All it takes is a few good loot rooms. And I think with this one, I'm gonna start making my way back. Yeah, and I get this locker. Damn, scammed. When this... Okay. I mean, 2,000 isn't really good enough, but it's gonna have to be good enough for the specific generation that I'm on. What could I possibly be next to? I see. Maybe that was the Ventress. No, it wasn't. Of course. Of course. Go right. You bastard. Go right. Son of a bitch. Okay, we're good though. Well, I mean, that was $2,000 without using too much equipment. We just go back to tunnels again. Veza Shambler. Hold on. We're uncovering some crazy lore here. Did I ever play Content Warning? I played it a few times. I didn't really like it though. It's kind of too silly for me. I think Content Warning's the kind of game that appeals to like the Lethal Company crowd that enjoyed like the silly vibes that you can have with your friends and stuff, which is something I was into. But the reason why Lethal Company stuck with me is because it was silly, but also there was a performance aspect to it. I didn't really feel that same way about Content Warning. And I think that's why Forsaken Frontiers appeals to me a lot too. Because this is like a less silly version of that gameplay loop. And it really has, you know, this game really fine-tunes the actual gameplay of it. And actually pays attention to whether or not it's a fun and, you know, a fun mechanic or fun addition to the game. Whereas Lethal Company, the stuff being insta-kill or unfair is kind of intentional. Feels like a party-style game, right? Which is why I played it a few times. You know, I played it with Nico, I played it with Shirt, played it with some of my other friends. But that was kind of just that. The experience I had with Content Warning is similar to what I thought my experience with Lethal Company was gonna be on the surface. Just one of those like silly games you play with your friends for a couple hours and then drop it for the rest of your life, which is kind of what it's been so far for me. The only thing I would have gone back to Content Warning for is to do something similar to what Astral Spiff did, where he reached a 1 million view quota solo. Since, you know, playing Content Warning solo is just so anti what you're supposed to do. But I'm not really inclined to do it. The gameplay itself isn't as interesting, especially now that Forsaken Frontiers is out. And also there's a lot more of, you know, games inspired by Lethal Company with the whole like extraction looting gameplay thing. So rather than going to Content Warning, I kind of want to explore some of the newer ones. I think Content Warning had its chance with me, and I don't think it's going to get another one. But yeah. Okay, let's go back. I think we go back to tunnels. It's cheap. It's cheaper than going to a hospital. You know, 85% shouldn't be too bad. It's gonna be really generation dependent. I'm interested in trying Subterranauts for one, because Crew Inc. super enjoys that one. And I've been keeping my eye out on some other ones. But since I've been so occupied with High Cycle and High Quota, I've been kind of staying in the Lethal Company and Forsaken Frontiers pocket for the time being. But at some point I will be playing the other ones. Right, like, replayability of content warning isn't crazy. Maybe, like, if you're a funny group that really likes doing skits and stuff, that's probably where, you know, you can get the value out of it. A lot of the fun is contingent on, you know, you and your friends making funny videos and stuff in the game. But yeah. What? What? Okay, I'm gonna need to watch that back and see what blocked me from stunning her there. That was some bullshit. I've maybe the wall blocked her. I played Murky Divers. I played it when it first came out. I even have a beginner's guide to Murky Divers on my channel too. It's one of my best performing non-Lethal Company videos on my channel too. Until Forsaken Frontiers anyway. And then I haven't played it since the crazy update though. Like a lot's been added to Murky Divers. I really like the concept behind Murky Divers. I wasn't really impressed with how to outplay the enemies though. But if they changed that, and I also didn't really care for the submarine gameplay. But I had a good time for what I had there. That's some bullcrap, but oh no. I can't just, I have to go back. I have to go back and reset. I'm not running past a Shambler and a Butcher injured. Imagine if Sunlight worked on other players. The ultimate griefing tool. I honestly thought it would. I'm surprised it doesn't. If there were a nerf to Stunlight, that's probably an okay one. Just because Stunlight is so strong already. Unless there's a lore reason why survivors can't get stunned by the Stunlight. To explain that, you know. Yeah, it's absolutely to prevent griefing. I kind of forgot that that was an issue. I guess I can go that way next time, but I feel like I got scammed there though. That was such a scam. Non-stun. What's the hardest enemy? I'd say Spider. Spider because it's an insta-down enemy that's present as soon as Hotel. And you can't Stunlight it. So the only counterplay you have to it really is to door slam or to just completely cut sound. But the fact that it can't be Stunlighted is huge. I shouldn't have gone down to the Ventress there. So like, even with that happening, it's not Ventress for me. Do I play this or do I skip? I think I go back out at least once. But this is gonna be a tough one with the Shambler and... I shouldn't have medkitted. I think I'm gonna skip here. No, I'm not. I'm gonna be good for the amount of money that I just spent right now. Probably not actually, but I'm gonna give it a shot at least. But, you know, enemies in isolation are not bad. It's enemies when they're together that's the worst. After that, it's probably Shambler. Because Shambler just... whatever game plan you had goes out the window when you see a Shambler. Oh, this is probably where the Butcher came from, actually. Glad I came back out. But if it's spider +1, you know, you kind of have to really pay attention to how you're outplaying the spider. While that's true, Harmonica, I also don't rely on it too much because I've also had the spider just kill me while he's in his idling / patrolling state. I've had it happen too many times to where I'm gonna rely on it. So even if like, you know, I haven't made any sound recently, I still opt to run or to get out of its way. Just because I've died too many times by thinking that that's how it's gonna work. Because if you were the last one to aggro the spider, that rule doesn't work anymore. And well, in solo, I'm always the last one to have aggro the spider if it's been aggroed ever. And in multi, it's usually unclear if I was the one to aggro it or not. Hopefully there's a barrel right here. I don't think there is, or otherwise the lighting would be different. Okay. I got scammed again. I might have to start running. Oh, if you're crouched while walking. Okay. That's good to know. Now it's now that I think about it, every time I was definitely crouch walking. At least there's a consistency behind it. Thank you, Melee. Now I know. Because that was definitely the factor. I was always walking and stepping on its toes. That's cool that that's intended, at least. Butcher plus spider is like dog and giant. True. Okay, I could get a big payout here. Let's see. I wish jumping on the train table was still a thing. I didn't like that it was a safe spot. But you know, they traded the table jumping in the train for actual just built-in safe spots in the train station, and I think that was a good trade-off. Okay, we're getting into it's time to go back territory, but I think there's a loot room or something similar down this way that might be worth checking out. Nah, I think we just go back now. It does suck that this 1400 isn't as good because I've lost so much equipment. But I can guarantee that it's gonna be a lot less of a return if I get too greedy here. So let's not do that. I haven't seen the spider, I haven't seen the Forsaken yet. I know that the Butcher and Shambler are behind me and probably pathing towards me as we speak. or like in my general direction. And I have to go back. I can't take an elevator, so these are all factors that I'm taking into account in this decision. This is better than what I was going to leave with initially. Let's not make the same navigational mistake again. That's one of the tiles that messed me up in the endless cycle run. I took some time to look back and learn that one. I even made the mistake. Okay. Thank you, Ventress. I don't know where you aggroed from. But I was not about to get punked twice. Now I go to hospital. Oh, I gotta sell though. I don't think I sell. I think I just eat this debt of 240 books. Yeah, I absolutely just eat the debt here. Well, I'll just bring this. I think this is a good enough inventory. Or 80 cells. Okay. Imagine I get popped right here. That's a scary one, because I don't have a door to work with. Well, I have that door to work with if the Ventress pops there. I have this door to work with. Okay, it's a little less scary now. It's gonna be a dangerous way back, it seems. I'll lock this door, actually. Well, no, I can't lock that door, because if I need that one for the Ventress pop, well, no, well, I'm gonna keep my options open. I was gonna lock it because there was a vent there, and if she popped from that vent, I'd have time. But even if no matter what, I'll have time if she pops from that vent, so. Got double secured, okay. Yeah, hello. Ventress. Ventress in the walls, but where's your vent? I mean, I guess knowing where your vent is doesn't really matter, because you've just kind of ran at me from who knows where the past few times. At least there's no vents in the security rooms. Oh, another security room. Nice. It is kind of far, but it is there. There's two of them even. There's three of them. Just kidding. Yeah, bolt cutters makes the alarm doors not go off, which is why bolt cutters are super, super strong on hospital. It's basically just a necessity. Unless you're crazy and you just want to sledgehammer them down anyway. I'm gonna prioritize getting this first in case I need to make a getaway. But if you must kick in an alarm door down, you know, you can always wait till after a blackout also. Or if you're playing blackout and you kick a door down, the alarm doesn't go off because the alarm's disabled. How much that matters though, I'm not entirely sure because, you know, kicking a door down still makes noise. I guess it just doesn't make as much noise as kicking down an alarm door. But I don't know the ranges on that, like, or how much louder an alarm door is compared to a regular door kick. But on Forsaken difficulty, I just assume that enemies are nearby and can hear stuff. And I think that's a good assumption to operate from. Yeah, before the 2 seconds, like when I saw that the 2 seconds was added to the bolt cutter, I was like, you know what? That's actually super fair. Because it turns bolt cutters into the fully stealth option versus being a viable chase option as well. Being able to use bolt cutters in chase is insanely valuable, but that's where the sledgehammer comes into play. Like if you're getting chased and you run into a locked door, you're gonna want to be able to get past that locked door sooner rather than later, and that's like the best use case for the sledgehammer. Like you're already aggroing enemies, you might as well be safe from them. I mean, something was kicking down the door over there. I don't have to go that way. I still have that way to go. But, I mean, an enemy coming from there means that progress is over there as well. Something to consider. But I also have $2,000 and I don't have bolt cutters. I'm also in debt. I can take a moment to look this way first before we run back. So I can afford to go down, so... There's a door up here. Locked though, I'm not kicking anything. Literally every time I kick something in solo, the Ventress pops. I think oh, by the way, I think bolt cutters have always been limited use. The thing that was added was the charged number. Unless it was, you know, unlimited use before I started playtesting, but ever since I've been playing, bolt cutters have always had a limited use. There just wasn't... Okay. Well, guys, I think you're gonna see what happens when I kick a security door down. I think it's gonna be... I think this one's worth it. Yeah, they just added a counter. Here's how you play this. Girl, open the door. Or I just did that for nothing. Maybe that wasn't worth it, I don't know. Gonna find out in a second. As long as I make more than $220 in here, then it was worth it. Because I'm assuming that I'm gonna need to adrenaline out of this. Worst case scenario. Not having a door at the front of this tile is a little tough. Oh, well, maybe there was a vent in there. Okay. Yeah, we got like an extra 400 bucks from that. This run's gonna come to an end soon, though. We go back to hospital for sure. Get another bolt cutter. And we game. If you disconnect mid-game, will it reset the day? It will, but it doesn't reset the money that you have or the equipment that... So you lose the money that you spent to... 1 second. You lose the money that you spent to go there. And... 1 more second, please. And whatever equipment you had, you still lose it. So that happened to me during this run on my second cycle. I reset the day because I got stuck in an elevator and I lost the travel fee, and I also lost my like $800 worth of equipment that I brought. Which really sucked because it kind of shot my economy on for this run. Yeah, there's like a weird Pentagon bug right now too, so. Like you can go to Pentagon multiple times. I don't know if you get to keep your loot or anything though, but I'm not gonna do any of that. This is a dead end anyway. Damn, insta pop Ventress again is crazy. Thing is, I think if she comes out of that same vent again, it won't make a pop noise since there's no gate blocking her, but at least she makes a sound. Have I tested this in V1312? I haven't tested it personally. I just saw someone today post something about resetting on Pentagon in the bugs section, which is why I bring it up. There's something near me. Probably over yonder. Wow, I have quite a few options here, actually. Because that's a big room, that's another U-shaped room. That's a dead end with a pill bottle. I think I'm gonna go here first, though. Although I feel like that's where the enemy was, yeah. Unless he's right here. I think this, no, it does not progress. Oh yeah, there's a shambler right there. Have yet to be hooked. Yeah, it's It's not crazy easy to go down to the butcher. I think in all of my playtime I only have 9 butcher hooks. And I think most of that was in the playtest. I think I've only been hooked like once in live. And I'm not even entirely confident about that. Yeah, down to the butcher without getting carried all the way to the hook, true. I think most of the time I go down to the butcher, I die. So the achievement of getting hooked by the butcher 50 times is probably one I'm not gonna get unless I farm it intentionally. Especially with how hard I try to not go down to the butcher too. Since getting butcher carried is one of the worst things that can happen to you in game. Ventress near me. Oh. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, the other enemies thing again, like when you hit enemies in isolation, not so bad. Once you add a +1, then everything changes. Apparently, the butcher used to be insta down. Like the fact that he only injures you first is a new thing. But insta-down butcher is also before my time in the game. If he was insta-down also, then that would be that would be a lot more difficult to deal with. I think every enemy used to be insta-down if I was remembering what I was told correctly. Would be a much harder game if everything was insta-down. But I'm glad that they changed it to not be that way. Because if release version of the game was already too hard for people, like the original vision for difficulty would absolutely be too much. That had to have been the Ventress because there's no way a monster was that close to me and didn't do anything after that. You think the Shambler camped here? Did he go around in that way? At least I have loops to work with here. I think we're dealing with the Ventress, though. Oops, I accidentally took a running step. I might leave. 1800's fine. I mean, not really, but... Coming back with 1800 is better than coming back with nothing. And without having to use resources. I'll have to see what it's like if I play more aggressively in Forsaken difficulty solo. Probably not going to be as chill of an experience like this. I hope it does too. I hope it does too. I think like, you know, if a few big content creators really, or like gaming content creators played this game, that would do really well for this. But I think, you know, I think the team's waiting to actually get everything in the game first and push it harder once the game is out of early access. Because they have a lot that they want to add during this early access period. And why not really push it once they have the full vision for it? I've seen in the Discord that they said that this, you know, this is a passion project, not necessarily for money at this time. Just, you know, just very passionate about making a good game. And then once it's at a state that they can really push it, or where they're really like, okay, now it's ready, then they'll push harder. I got so into your gameplay, forgot this was in a YouTube bot. Hey, good to hear, good to hear. I feel like playing slower like this allows for a lot more of an immersive experience too. Because sometimes when I'm playing too fast, it's hard. It can be kind of hard to get into it because it's just like, damn, dude. Like, there's so much to look at and pay attention. But when you're walking, you have nothing else other than to like get immersed, I think. So I like playing. I don't mind playing so like this too. I think it's a very different vibe than just maxing out on loot the whole time. The slower pace kind of forces me to and kind of enjoy what's going on and really pay attention. Need Alter to make AI behind videos for Forsaken. That would be cool. That would be cool. I don't know if figuring out the AI will be as straightforward as Lethal Company though, since, you know, Lethal Company was just immediately decompiled. But since Forsaken is on its own custom engine and stuff, it might be a little bit harder to do that. I mean, there's a couple people who are trying to crack it and stuff, but they haven't cracked it to the point where they can mod it. I guess you don't really need to crack it to the point to mod it in order to get some insight into the AI. That's gonna, someone else who's a bit more versed in coding will have to kind of chip in for that one, because it's not me. I'm not a coder. I just game and I make videos of my gameplay. And if someone makes something cool, then I'll showcase it. The fact that this isn't even final state or full right, and it's a lot that they're gonna add. Like bunker is only one of many map locations. The bunker enemy is one of many enemies. They're still adding more store stuff. Like that one screenshot that they posted of Dio presenting their roadmap and stuff. If you look at the right, you kind of get some insight into what they're looking into. And a lot of the stuff that's on there is not in the game currently. So what we're seeing in right now is what happens when a passionate dev team actually takes advantage of the early access state of a game on Steam, rather than using it as a quick, like, you know, cash grab type deal. And, you know, it makes me a little sad when I see comments about Forsaken Frontiers just being a Lethal inspired cash grab. Because, I mean, I get where they're coming from, because there's a lot of them out there, but this is not the game where that opinion should be directed at. For people who've been like playing the game and are following along with its development, this is not that. This is its own, like, this is its own proper game. Admittedly, I'm probably a little biased at this point. Not gonna lie, but I've said it many times, I would have pushed this game regardless of who I got to know and etc, etc. Before I even got to know like Maylene and Dio a bit better, this was still the one that got me excited for the future of the genre, at least. Probably gonna stick to LC because other games don't get as many views, and I get that as well. I get that too. Alter is also someone who is doing the YouTube thing full time. I learned that during my full clear run, offense, I believe. I don't know if he said it on offense or Titan, but yeah, Alter took the full dip into YouTube, and yeah, which is super exciting to hear, you know. But I totally get it. I totally get it. Which is which is why, me personally, I was looking for another game that had the similar Lethal, like was a Lethal inspired game or like a similar gameplay loop, because it would that genre of game would be the one most likely that people that already watch me would enjoy also. Because it's a familiar gameplay loop, I can still kind of play it a bit chill and stuff. And yeah. And each run is like its own story too, like with its own start and finish. Something long for people to put on and chill to, work to, etc. So different from Lethal Company, unique, but it has a similar gameplay loop, right? Like just the way it play, like obviously this whole thing right here, this is Lethal inspired. Like there's no doubt about that. And the whole like looting thing with equipment. Well, you know, looting and equipment isn't something that Lethal Company started, but in this context, you know, that's where the Lethal inspiration is, but that's also where it ends. It just plays so differently. Way different once you actually start playing right, and it feels good too. It actually feels good to play. When I went back to Lethal Company, I mean, even while playing Lethal Company, I felt like Lethal Company was a little bit clunky, but it was something that I just kind of accepted. But then after playing Forsaken, then going back, I'm like, damn, that what it's supposed to feel like. But that's not like a Forsaken or Lethal specific thing. I felt the same way when I started playing Elder Scrolls Online and I was allowed to shift and have good movement off rip, and then went back to WoW Classic where I had to kind of grind for any sort of movement. Being able to move in a game is very satisfying, it seems. The only exception to that rule is, for me, has been movement shooters versus tactical shooters. I prefer the slower paced movement of like Valorant and Counter-Strike compared to like Apex or other related games. Chef is why I bought FF for me and my BFA. I'm glad. Am I tripping, or is Spider not supposed to be in Metro anymore? So Spider starts showing up on Metro, I believe, either on Condemned difficulty or Forsaken difficulty. It's part of the difficulty scaling. Default spawns for the map. Okay, you'll only get the enemies that are supposed to be there on Unbroken, Withering, and Hollowed difficulty. But the spawn times are going to be a little bit different. Like, I think Unbroken and Withering, the spawn times are pushed back. Hollowed, I think it's pushed up slightly, which makes me believe that maybe Withered is default spawn times. I don't know. If I'm playing Forsaken Frontiers right now, I'm not going based on spawn times. I'm not relying on spawn times until someone out there confirms what the spawn times are on difficulty settings. And on Condemned and Forsaken, I just assume that everything is on the map, plus an additional enemy. So on Condemned / Forsaken, Spider is on Metro, and Forsaken also get added to the maps as well. Not all three of them. When a Forsaken is added to a map, it's just +1. So I think you could also get a Forsaken on Metro. No, yeah, you can get a Forsaken on Metro. You can get a Forsaken on Hotel, you can get a Forsaken on Tunnels, etc. Which is kind of like how it was originally during the playtest. Bought it as soon as it released, let's go. Okay. I'm going to unlock Tunnels, by the way. Because, you know, I brought the hospital all the way down to 69, and, you know, let's go here. Because it's unlocked, I'm bringing a medkit. I don't know if medkit is the best play, but at least if the butcher downs me or something, I can... Or if I get downed, I can take an extra butcher hit. If the butcher hits me, I can heal up before going down again. So yeah, let's go. Day 13, or day 14 rather. Let's see if I get insta-popped Ventress 3 times in a row. Or I'm just walking too. She probably saw me, or I was just walking too close to her. But I'm ready. There's the vent right there. Loot room. See, sometimes even door, like when you start to recognize tiles, you can even recognize which doors spawn where. And tile recognition is very, like, super changes Tunnels and its viability. Because if you don't recognize tiles on Tunnels, you will get lost in this place. And I think most people do get lost in this place. I'm a little worried that there aren't any fire barrels yet. I mean, I barely walked into the map so far, but Sure, my lantern's on. I almost fell in that hole, by the way. That would have sucked. I think I have time to check out at least one more room for a fire barrel before I'm met with concern. $842 and 2 loot rooms, by the way. That is Nightmare, though. You're supposed to get more loot per room in this version, in this game mode. It's funny because the release version of the Metro Jump was lit up more than the playtest one. The light that, like the white light that was above the jump, was not there previously. So unless you recognize the tile from on Metro, you just probably wouldn't know there was a hole there. So the live release version of the Metro Jump was the nerfed one, and they had to nerf it again. VF still falls on it. That's awesome. It's not like, you know, it's not supposed to be free. Like, you're not supposed to avoid it every time. That's why, like, if there was a big shining light with the sign saying there's a hole here, no one would ever fall in it, probably. You're still supposed to be able to kind of fall in it sometimes. So I'm glad that people still do. I've even fallen in it still, in the current version of the Metro. And it's extra funny because it's super rare for me to fall in that hole. I think the last time I fell in that hole, I was going on a rant about PR training and not cussing or anything in my runs. And right at the end of that speech, I fell in and just immediately started like swearing like a sailor. Because I was just in disbelief that I even fell into a Metro hole in the first place. Before I realized how to generate, I'd crouch and look at the ground. At least you were looking for holes, you know. I think erring on the side of caution is good. But then tile recognition goes a lot farther. That's another, you know, that just further exemplifies the importance of tile recognition in this game. The fuck? What was that? That was a vent. She popped for a second, didn't she? That was weird. I'm gonna open this for a potential slam in the future. Oh, that is a crazy vent spawn. I've seen the Ventress pop instantly like that before, like immediately show up then leave in one of Nico's runs. I think that's what happened here. Yeah, this is another one of the triple hole tiles. Do I get luck? Wow. Getting some pretty decent fire barrel spawns here. Really allowing me to play as slow as I'm playing right now. One that gets me is when you get an immediate hole after. Yeah, because that's the one that's least expected. Okay, this is where I start making my way back. Uh-oh. Let's just make crazy distance with the spider, yeah? Enough to at least get out of his detection range. Let's just recoup here. Hotel jump is easy, right? I still think you need a bit of game knowledge to even know that there's those little pipes they can jump on, though. 'Cause I've seen people just run past it and not even know that it's there to help them, myself included. Someone had to point it out to me that it was there. I wonder if they'll even keep hotel jump in, because I know hotel's getting reworked. EMP tunnels or Vigor Hospital at 82. Oh no. Or do I just go hotel? Hotel hasn't done a lot for me though. I think I go to Vigor Hospital and then go tunnels again next cycle. I don't want tunnels to go too low. Vigor Hospital is what I would do, right? I'm going here for sure. I wonder if I just bring one of my... maybe I just don't bring my one charge stun lights. Not when I have 4,000 in the bin. Probably not the best idea. I'm gonna lock this door, by the way. But when I see a vent in this room, I just lock it. Because I have enough doors to play with here, otherwise. I think this is a staircase tile. Yeah, this door is usually a staircase tile. I don't know if that's just confirmation bias or if that's just how that tile generates. But that's almost always a staircase tile when I check that door. I don't know if I've ever had it lead to something other than a staircase. $276. I'm gonna... I don't know if looting this air tile first is the play when I have a loot room right there. With how fast things can go wrong in solo, sometimes I like rushing the security doors or like the loot dense areas and then going back. If I have to go back, then I'll loot the less dense stuff on the way back. And then if like I've spent time looting like that 4-way tile and then get aggro something before I can make it to the loot room, I'll regret not having just started with the loot room instead. Walking past vents in solo will never not be terrifying. Right. And the reason why walking past them is more terrifying than running past them is because sometimes you won't even see them when you're running. But when you walk past them, you know, you will perceive them. But I'd rather walk and have the chance of not aggroing a Ventress than to run and know for a fact that I'm gonna aggro her at the next event I run next to. I don't know if I've ever ran past a vent in solo and not aggroed her, unless she was already chasing me. Like the last time I was here at hospital, she was already chasing me, so she didn't pop out of another vent close to me. Because she would have had to go back into a vent first to pop out of a different one. But hey, if someone out there can outperform me while playing a bit more aggressively, then be my guest. I just don't think playing aggressively is entirely worth it in this situation. I mean, it's two very different experiences. If you want to chill time in Forsaken Frontiers at Forsaken difficulty, you play like this. You kind of just walk around everywhere. If you want to be like God Gamer status, where you are absolutely door slamming, outplaying every single enemy the whole time while also trying to loot, then you play a bit more aggressively. But that's not the vibe I wanted today. There is a world where I go play like that. But damn, to play like that for as long as a Forsaken Frontiers run can be, I'd imagine that's freaking exhausting. Exhilarating, but exhausting. What rank is After Worker? I honestly don't know, off top. Mostly because I think I only got to keep track of my rank once, and that was during the playtest, but I hit Overseer during the first playtest already, or the first playtest that I participated in. So all ranks that aren't Overseer are kind of lost on me at this time. But you know, ranks in Forsaken Frontiers kind of like ranks in Lethal Company. They don't mean too much to me. I think the one thing that might be worthy of looking into is how much the name of the ranks contribute to the lore, or like what it means to be an overseer or something, or whatever branch of the government you're working for, if you're even working for a branch of the government. Like what does that rank mean? You do get achievements for ranks, true, and you also get pins for each rank. Lucian, how's it going, sir? I'm playing solo Nightmare Forsaken Frontiers, which is the hardest version of the game. I'm glad to be here. I played a lot of Lethal Company this past week, so kind of changing it back up. This version of the game got an overhaul too, during our Lethal Company grind, so I've been meaning to come back here. And yeah, we're here today. Yeah, before the changes, Nightmare mode was actually easier than the regular Endless mode because the loot was just so insane that you can just go in, loot 2 rooms, and leave, and you would just be super safe. But they nerfed the loot amounts here. They actually took away the double enemies, which was an interesting change. But they also made the game start at a higher difficulty and scale a lot faster too. So playing Nightmare now is kind of like playing an accelerated version of Endless, but with some higher loot values. The loot, instead of it being 2.5 times, it's now 1.55. And the forced blackout that happens is now at 8 PM instead of 5. And I think this is a healthy change to the Nightmare meta. But this is my first time playing on it, getting my first impressions now. I think we're getting a group together this upcoming week to go on a high cycle Nightmare run. Likely the same or similar group that we did our Endless run with, and we're gonna push it and see exactly how significant the changes are. But so far it's been a good time. The debt scaling faster earlier is proving to be a pain point of the run. Because already after the first cycle, the debt starts increasing by 600, and then after the second cycle, it starts increasing by 650. So that scales a lot faster. The solo runs are not going to be crazy long anymore, but we want to see how long a group run will be now. I did get a little shafted this run, not gonna lie. I ran into an elevator bug on my second cycle, and I lost a lot of money to a bug that was out of my control, unfortunately, but we keep it pushing. I'd rather it happen to me than literally anyone else, and it's likely just gonna get patched next patch anyway, so. So there was like a scale inside of the elevator for some reason, and I decided to investigate, and when I walked through, I clipped through a wall and I was stuck in there. Oh shit, okay. Oh no, that was the way back. I ran the wrong way. Actually, we just hide. Dang. Without the Forsaken there, I was about to get away with robbery, I think. I have to make sure when I dip from here that I'm behind the spider. Oh, the spider went that way, unfortunately. I can deal with the Forsaken just fine. But the spider not being able to get stunned by the Stunlight is going to be a problem for me, which is why I played the way I did. Uh-oh. He's going to turn this way, isn't he? Actually... that's fine. I think I just go back now. It's 7 o'clock anyway. But I need to know where this spider is, because if I just run into him, then I'm cooked. I'm pretty sure he's walking up here. Okay. We have to game a little bit. We're gonna have to earn this. Ventress is near me now too. She's in the walls. You son of a bitch. Okay. Please, spider, do not be around this corner. Okay, that's fine. That's not okay. That's less okay. Where are they? No! I fell on a Forsaken. I had to make sure I was behind them. Oh, dang. That's on a debt day, too. Okay. We have to go to the hospital, or the Pentagon now. That's so unfortunate. We're gonna game though. It's not over yet. That's a tough position because if the spider goes behind, like towards the train, then I'm cooked. Because then I have to run through him while facing Forsaken the other way, while also trying to deal with the Ventress. That's why I made such an aggressive play there. But we run our cash sack down because I'm gonna need a full kit here. It might be worth it to be able to go down twice instead of stun lights. Dang, maybe double adrenaline is still stronger. Yeah, that alarm, by the way, it only ever goes down if you kick the door down, but if you have bolt cutters, you can go into the rooms unpunished. So that's what bolt cutter really strong on hospital. We'll at least pay this off. But so we can see how much I actually need. I need basically $2,600 here at the Pentagon, which should be doable. 360 Pentagon isn't too promising, but we're gonna see what Nightmare Pentagon looks like. How are we looking? 165. Do I go this way first, or is this a dead end? Okay, good to know. Now I can have no regrets with moving forward. Hmm. 305. Okay, double loot room is nice. Gotta take advantage of being able to jump. Okay, well. Double loot room is nice in theory. In practice, I got no money from that. Is unfortunate. Really? Where's all my loot? Ain't gonna get $2,600 like that. Oh, shit. Okay, well then. Oh, well, damn. No, get up, dude. No, what the hell? I tried locking. Okay, I think I'm cooked, guys. Am I getting butcher carried? Did he down me? Or did the Forsaken down me? That was an immediate cooking. That was, I think that was just really... he saw me through the window. I can't self-revive. Oh. Well, I can go down one more time. I unfortunately have to use my resources immediately. But I'm just required to game now. It's fine. I unfortunately crouched after getting hit by the butcher. I tried looping him around the podium. But crouching got by the Forsaken. Pentagon always unlucky for me. It is. Are you aggroed on me, dude? What the hell? You heard me? Okay then. We go left. Oh my god. Come on then. No, they double tap me. They double tap. That's crazy. Okay. Maybe I should have gone the long way around the chairs. Oh, I'm cooked. Now that in hindsight, maybe I should have done early Pentagon. I didn't do early Pentagon this run. Oh, and he's going this. Okay. I mean, I have to go deeper. I can't go back with 1100 or the run's over. You know what I should have done? I should have bought an extra adrenaline and med kit with the $300 I had left. $330 I had left. So that way I have, like, even if I use what I brought, I'd have the option of running back to the train and resetting at least one more time. I think that would have been the real play. I can, like, infinite super soldier somehow. Well, not infinite, but I'd have one more life to work with. I'll consider that next time. But that's something I'm only considering now after this run. Part of this difficulty now is that apparently before like V1310 or something, or when they introduced the difficulty scaling into the game, apparently the Pentagon scaled with the difficulty also. So I think I said this at the start of this run, but early Pentagon, like Unbroken Pentagon, was basically just Butcher on Pentagon. So it was a very easy version of it. But now they changed it so that Pentagon is always max spawns immediately, which I think is how it should be. I don't think Pentagon should be an easy map, especially with how good the loot is here. We unlock a door just so I have options. So it sucks that I'm injured though, because you walk so much slower when you're injured or hurt. And you also can't outrun a Ventress. Outrunning a Ventress though shouldn't be your first game plan. Being able to outrun a Ventress just kind of gives you more time to find your game plan, which should be a door, ultimately, or a stun light. Damn, this is a dead end. That's unfortunate. I have to go towards where the Forsaken are walking. So this isn't looking very good. I don't want to run. I also hope the Ventress is good here. What the fuck? I didn't get to the door in time. I didn't think he was that close. Okay. Well, I guess that's the end of our of our nightmare run, huh? I got cooked super fast. Day 16. I probably like okay, if I didn't get the elevator bug, I'm probably good for one more at the very least. But even if I was good, like, you know, death in solo will end your run regardless of how well you're doing. And ultimately that's what ended the run. Death. But it's part of the game. It's part of the game. I think that was a okay first try at Nightmare. I have an idea of how the scaling works now. A better idea, especially Condemned. I didn't realize that the money increased by 600 on Condemned. So that's gonna be something to consider. Not gonna lie, I wish I did a little bit better. But even then, day 16, and I played for 3 hours, I feel like that's a long time still. Unfortunate. I don't know if I have it in me to do 2 runs, though. I don't know if I have it in me to do 2 runs. But yeah. I think we'll just end it there. It'll be a bit of a shorter stream today. I want to make sure that I have my YouTube stuff going. I also need to figure out this upload because I'm gonna be uploading our endless high cycle run, the full VOD of it, but the full run is 21 hours. So I said at the start of this stream that I'm trying to figure out how to upload a 21-hour or how to render a 21-hour VOD in a way that works with the amount of storage space I have for it. I tried it by default first, and you know, it took up over 500 gigs without even being close to done, so I'm gonna have to change up the strategy a little bit. So I'm actually gonna take this time to figure that out. Tomorrow, okay, well, the next few days, I will most likely be doing Forsaken Frontiers Nightmare High Cycle. The timing might be a little strange because I have to make sure I take care of my aunt during her surgery time and stuff. But as soon as I figure out what I'm gonna be doing throughout the week, I'll let everybody know. So I'll most likely, I mean, I don't see why I wouldn't stream tomorrow. It's just I don't know when or what I'll be doing. It's going to be dependent on my availability and what kind of availability I can give. But when I figure that out, I'll let everyone know. But that's it for today. Shorter stream. And we'll get everything going.